Hello everyone, welcome to the series on reducing tillage in organic farming. My name is Raviteja and I'm pursuing my PhD in the Soil Science Department at the University of Tennessee. Before I get into the video, let me ask you a simple question. What do you think is the pinnacle of success for a grain farmer who wants to create an environmentally sustainable farm? We are asking this question because we saw the disastrous impacts of extensive and deep tillage during the Dust Bowl, as well as the effects of high input conventional cropping systems that poisoned water bodies like the Chesapeake Bay. Incidents of this nature basically questioned the sustainability of our agriculture and demanded that the agricultural methods be modified. Now, allow me to read your mind. Many of you would have thought about no-till agriculture or organic farming. And yes, you're not wrong. One way we can counter intensive tillage is to follow completely no-till. And the conventional farming can be countered by a much more sustainable method of organic farming. But did you know intensive tillage is the common practice recommended to organic farmers in order to reduce weed issues, the pests and disease problems, and also to maximize the nutrient availability? Therefore, we have a major disagreement here. There are three types of farmers who have been impacted by this disagreement. First, we have farmers who have been practicing conventional farming with heavy tillage and they want to give their soil a break and transition to the sustainable method of agriculture. However, they are not sure about the success of either the no-till agriculture or the organic methods, and the combination of both gives them the nightmares. Secondly, we have farmers who are already practicing no-till along with cover crops. Since they're already practicing the two major components of sustainable agriculture, they want to get a piece of that premium price by transitioning to organic. But they are not sure if they can get it without the use of herbicides. Finally, we have farmers who are already certified organic, but they are overtilling their land to combat the weeds and the soil compactness. These farmers are not ready for any compromises on sustainability because they're the most progressive farmers that you can find outside, and they want to transition further to no-till practices to further increase their soil health. In the end, the effective management of tillage is the most important factor that determines the level of success that any farmer can achieve. So, let's look closely at the outcomes of different tillage intensities. First, let's look at the conventional heavy tillage system. Like I mentioned earlier, it is very famous across organic systems and many farmers are reliable on it to suppress weeds, pests and diseases, but the main drawbacks are the soil aggregates are destroyed and this increases the chance of erosion. And this soil disturbance also increases the rate of decomposition and they lose majority of the carbon that they are striving to fix into the soil. As this method facilitates greater nutrient availability and a more favorable seedbed, typically resulting in greater yields. However, its lack of sustainability severely compromises its long-term viability. Alternatively, what would happen if we transition to no-till organic system? Since we don't disturb the soil much here, it decreases the erosion and the aggregate degradation, thereby increasing the carbon storage and the overall soil health. However, the drawbacks of this system are the increased weeds, lower nutrient availability, and soil compaction. Ultimately, all of these issues lead to the greater risk of not attaining the minimum yield. So, in pursuit of a common middle ground that reduces the risks associated with both these systems, we are investigating the compatibility of reduced or shallow tillage in organic farming by maintaining at least 30% ground cover, and we think it might be a great fit for all grain crop producers looking to increase the sustainability of the farm and transition to organic farming. To test that, we established our field trials at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville and at the Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro back in fall 2020. We established a 3-year rotation of soybean, winter wheat, and corn, and our treatments were designed to achieve one of the 4 sustainability goals of our local farmers. And by that, I mean some farmers wanted us to design a system that attains the highest level of sustainability and increases their soil health, while others were interested in competing with the conventional farmers and get head-on-head with the yields. So, we are testing out 4 different cropping systems that vary by tillage intensity and the cropping inputs to see the effect on soil health, crop yield, weeds, pests, diseases, and also the ecological parameters such as the greenhouse gas emissions. So, if you look at this image, we have 4 different treatments that are designed with different goals on mind. In our first treatment, our goal was to attain highest yield, whereas in the second treatment, we focused on attaining the yield and also reduced tillage. For the third treatment, we wanted to attain the highest sustainability and we reduced the tillage intensity to our best. And finally, for our fourth treatment, we reduced the tillage intensity and we did not provide any external inputs just to see how much of an impact does the manure inputs have on these systems. And we are providing poultry litter as the manure to all these cropping systems. And coming to the crops, we have soybean in year 1, winter wheat in year 2, and corn in year 3. In treatment 1 and 2, we have soybean as double crop after wheat, as we wanted to have a better economic return from these 2 treatments. The farmers would get 4 cash outs in just 3 years. Whereas in T3 and T4, we have cover crops instead of double crop. Coming to our cover crops, we are using cover crop mixtures to diversify our crops and get the most out of each species. I will talk more about them in our next video. And before we wrap this video, let me share the most exciting part of our experiment with you. We have a complex full entry study design system. Though we have a 3-year rotation, we are actually rotating each crop every year. We were able to achieve this by introducing entry systems in our cropping model. For every replication or for every block, we have 3 entry points representing each year. And for a particular entry, let's say if we grew soybean in year 1, there would be wheat in year 2 according to the rotation. And for a different entry, let's say we started with wheat in the first year itself. So it will be followed by corn in year 2, and in the third year it will be soybean to complete the 3-year rotation. This is all to say we are getting some interesting data out of our research study and we are going to go through them over a series of videos. So stay tuned if you like to know more about the cover crops, the challenges and opportunities of these systems, and the agronomic and ecological outcomes. With that, thank you for your time and I'll see you next time. May the farmers have a great cropping season. Peace.